I'm back. I'm Evelyn Van Zant, and this is the fourth in a series of videos about how we can use the Outschool platform to really market our classes. We've talked about our teacher profile. We've talked about class descriptions and titles and summaries and how we can put those search engine words in there. Those are so helpful. And my favorite, videos. I'm not an expert by any means, but using a video in your class description and your profile is so important. Parents don't have time to slow down, right? And so we need those videos to really help market our classes. And today we are going to focus on the fourth thing. So let me pop up my video and we'll get this going. Okay, so my PowerPoint, and we'll get this thing going. I'm so excited that you are here. So we've talked about effective teacher profiles. We've talked about effective class titles, summaries, and descriptions, and we've talked about effective videos. So today, scheduling. Now, scheduling is marketing in a sense because we're trying to schedule our classes at a time that works for our students, but also at a time that works for us. If we're going to be teaching on Outschool, we have to do it in such a way that we don't overwhelm ourselves, or we'll get burned out, and we're not going to make any money if we're burned out. And so that's part of this picture of scheduling that I want to speak to you about today. So, and then next video will be about pricing, which is always kind of a hot topic, but let's focus today on scheduling. Now, I've really got just 5 points that I want to communicate with you about scheduling. The first thing that I want to encourage you to do is create some sort of personal year-round scheduling plan. And I'm not saying that you have to be locked into it, but I think it's just a good practice to be intentional and intentionally think about, what do I want to accomplish in the next year? Think of it as a marketing goal. How many classes would I like to see listed in the future, right? It's a different way of thinking about marketing, but we have to think about the future in order to plan and in order to get there. We're not just going to casually improve our classes and our marketing, right? You know that. You're a practiced teacher, so you know it takes work. And creating a personal year-round plan is part of that work that goes into that. It's also helpful to you when a parent reaches out to you with a class request. You can quickly look at your plan and say, oh, I can teach a class at that time. Let me communicate with them. Part of marketing, we're customer service based, right? So you reach out to that customer parent and you communicate with them about your scheduling plan. Yes, I do plan to be teaching in the spring of 2023, right? Because you've thought about it. You've been intentional. The second thing is follow your own schedule availability. Now, this kind of goes around burnout. And if you're burnt out, you are not going to be as effective a teacher. You're not going to be as effective at marketing. You're not going to be a clear communicator if you're overwhelmed. And so it's important to know on a weekly, monthly basis what you are able to do. My scheduling plan is a Monday through Thursday time period. That's when I teach my classes. Now, if I look at my requests that come in, most of the requests are between Monday and Thursday. So I'm kind of following what parents have indicated that they want, but I'm also following what's good for me. I have elderly parents, and so I need to be available to assist with them. So I leave my weekends kind of long, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I can jaunt over the 2-hour trip to get to my mom or my mother-in-law, and we can have some, one-on-one time, and I can take them to doctor's appointments or just help get meals for the next week, right? And so by following my own schedule availability, I'm not overwhelming myself. I get that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, truthfully, I often work on Friday, Saturday, working on admin work if I'm available. If I'm not available, I'll push it till the next week. Anyway, so follow your own scheduling availability. I also schedule Monday through Thursday. I schedule my classes no earlier than 9 a.m. and no later than 5 p.m. 5 to 6 being the end of my day. And there's windows of time in there. I try not to schedule more than 2 classes in a row because I'm all in when I'm in. And I need to breathe between some of those classes. So I found that 3 classes in a row is too much for me, and that it's better if I do 2 in a row, take a break, 2 in a row, take a break, 2 in a row, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm encouraging. And I think that you may think to yourself, I don't think that has anything to do with marketing, but it really does, because when you know your schedule, you are going to be quick to communicate with parents, quick to, when you post classes, you know what you are going to be able to do. And I think that's really important. The third thing is schedule breaks, but plan ahead. Oh my goodness, this is so critical. So critical. Don't just quit and walk away for a month. You need to have something on the end of that. Now, I have my breaks built in. I teach year-round. So I begin my classes in mid-January and I teach through mid-April. Then I take about a month off. But I begin scheduling my summer classes in like January or February, so that they're beginning to get students and they're well established by the time I take my break. And then I'm able to just kind of let them fill up, hopefully. Not always so perfectly, but hopefully they will. But if you don't have anything scheduled for after your return, you're invisible on the platform. And that's part of what we're doing here, is being visible on the platform. If you do not have a class scheduled, you're invisible. People can find you if they search by name, but if they don't remember your name, they're not going to be able to find you. And so it's really, really important that you have classes scheduled for after your break. It's fine to take a break, totally acceptable. Just plan ahead. Make sure that you're visible on the platform while you're enjoying your vacation time. The fourth thing I want to talk about is don't overschedule yourself. And don't overschedule your classes. Now, this is part of visibility. And we talked about it a little bit when we were talking about those effective class descriptions but you need to be visible on the platform, and you want your classes to fill up. So let's look at it this way. Let's say that you have 1 gallon of water, and that's your time that you have, right? And you decide that you are going to schedule 20 sections. Oh, no, back up. That 1 gallon of water are the number of students that you're going to reach for that term. This is going to be clearer. So that gallon of water are the number of students that are going to be signing up for your classes. Now, we don't know exactly how many students that is, but we're just going to say, for the sake of this discussion, that you have a gallon of water that's full of students, right? And so let's say you schedule 20 classes, hoping to get some students, right? And it seems like that's the thing we should do. And then you begin to pour those students into those classes, right? And they're just randomly pouring in, and you're getting 1 here, 2 here, 1 here, 3 there, 4, maybe 4, 1 again in another class, and so on. And before you know it, you're out of students. There are no more students interested. There's a limited number, right? I mean, we're only going to reach the students that are interested in those types of classes. Now you've got 20 classes that you need to teach, but you've got 1 student here and 2 students there, and maybe 3 or 4 students in a class. Let's say you get $10 per student. Well, now you're teaching a class over here for $10 and another one for $20. What if you had less scheduled classes and higher students in each section? Now you're making more money per hour. So it's kind of a marketing strategy to try to get your students to funnel into a few classes. Okay. Then if you can fill a class up with students, then it's going to do that lovely little thing that shows up on your class. This class has sold out. This class is popular. This class has 1 of 4 sections sold out. Oh my goodness, that feels so good, right? So by not overscheduling your classes, you can try to control and get more students per section. I know that that's a little challenging, but it's helpful if you can manage to do that. Okay, and then finally, getting to be a popular class, right? We all want to be in that popular category. If you look at the drop down, when you search for a class and you look at the drop down, there is starting soon, right? There's popular classes. There's relevant, and there's one more. I always forget what the 4th one is. Oh, goodness. Well, I'll think of it later. But what you really want to be in are you're going to naturally fall in the relevant, right? If they're searching for language arts for mine, right? I'm going to pop up in the relevant. But you really want to be in that starting soon or popular. Now, starting soon, I personally can only be there for a little bit of time because of the way I schedule my year-round classes. But I can stay in that popular category a little longer, because as my classes begin to fill up, if I have a section that's full or a section that's getting close to full, suddenly I've become popular on the website. And you can play around a little bit with your enrollments in order to keep yourself in that popular category. Let's say that you have a class that you want to teach 10 students in, but you've only got 8 students registered. Well, drop that class to 8. You go in that section, choose edit, and drop the number to 8. Suddenly that class is sold out, right? And now you're in the popular category. So if a parent is like, I want a popular teacher, I want a teacher that teaches a lot, that fills her classes, right? Now you're there. So that's the little tip that I wanted to leave with you at the end of this scheduling section. And we'll talk more about effective pricing next time. I have really, really enjoyed the time today. Let me stop sharing here so you can see me. I've really, really enjoyed, and I hope these tips have helped you as you've come along, and that each week that one of these videos is released, you're able to kind of look at what you're doing on the platform and find new ways to market your classes in a way that will get you more students faster. I hope so. Please feel free to message me at mrsvzsclasses@gmail.com if you have any questions, or you can reach out to me through YouTube and I'll be happy to connect with you. See you around. I'll be watching for you at the next video.